All right, here now with reaction. New Hampshire Governor Sununu is with us, along with New Hampshire Senate candidate, Republican General Don Bolduc is with us. Good to see you both. Thank you both for being with us. General, first of all, a guy took a swipe at you last night. I know you served, 10 tours of duty, I believe, in Afghanistan. You have 2 Purple Hearts, 5 Medals of Valor. You're a true American hero. I'm sure getting, somebody taking a swing at you is not unusual to you, not comfortable, though, on the other hand.
Well, thank you, Sean. It's great to be on tonight, and my best to your viewers. Well, it's just one of those things that, you have to guard against all the time. I'm thankful for the police being there to respond quickly. Certainly had some supporters that responded quickly. But, this guy identified himself quickly. We all kept a good eye on him, and I was able to react in plenty of time so that, nothing happened. And the police reacted in plenty of time, and the gentleman was arrested and removed from the scene.
Well, you did a great job during the debate. Governor Sununu, you're one of the most popular governors, Republican governors in the country. I mean, you're leading your race by 18 points. You have to go up for re-election every 2 years. I know your dad is probably very proud of you, as he should be. And the reason I would argue you're so successful is you are a simple, common-sense conservative. When I listen to you speak, it doesn't get complicated. You're there to serve the people of New Hampshire, and they appreciate it.
Yeah, look, politics isn't hard. It's just that we have so many entrenched politicians that, frankly, just try to convince something of someone they're not. They don't connect with folks on a very genuine level. But here in New Hampshire, that's what we're all about. We're about that kind of grassroots, grass tops connection. We're about local control, local communities, limited government. That's why I think General Bolduc is, frankly, doing so well. You have someone right here that has done, like 70, 80 different town halls, always willing to talk about any issue to anyone. And it doesn't mean we're trying to convince folks that it's our policy or the highway. It's just making sure that we connect with folks, that we listen with an open ear, understand their issues. And General Bolduc's running against, again, an entrenched politician like Maggie Hassan, who doesn't do any town halls, who doesn't connect with anybody, who has been really absent for the last 5.5 years through the Senate. Now she's spending $50 million trying to convince folks she's been here. So it's really, it's just what New Hampshire's about. And I think that's why the General is having so much success. Just be yourself, be normal. It ain't tricky.
Governor, I look at your policies, and I watched the debate last night. And by the way, General Bolduc, I thought you won that debate hands down. I thought you did a terrific job. And I was watching a very polished, very seasoned politician that wouldn't even answer a simple question. Do you have any restrictions on abortion? The answer was obviously no. And I was thinking about your policies, Governor, in particular, and what is so successful, what made you so popular. There's not a single thing that I heard from Senator Hassan last night that matches up to what you're doing that's working so well in New Hampshire, in the Granite State. I can't imagine why the people would elect you by 18 points, 20 points, and then also elect her. Because the senator agrees with nothing you stand for.
No, look, that's why it's not going to happen. I mean, we're going to have a lot of success here in New Hampshire on Tuesday. The Democrats, again, their entire campaign, if you look at what they've tried to push, not just with me, but with the general, it's all negative. They're not about anything, but that's what you have to be. Look, in New Hampshire more than anywhere else, we got to look you in the eye. We got to buy off on you as a person first. Then we'll get to the policy. And that's why those town halls the general does is so important. That's why him always being out there 24/7 for the last year. Doesn't mean we agree on every single point, but he's connecting with folks and he's listening to them. People want to know that as individuals, they're going to be treated as individuals. Not about big government, not about a big system. It sure as heck ain't about us. It's really about those individuals and kind of creating that opportunity for them. And that's exactly what the general is going to bring to Washington. Beholden to nobody, shake things up. We all want Washington to change. Even Democrats want Washington to change, fundamentally. But at the end of the day, you can't keep sending the same people back and expect something to be different. I think that's where you're going to see change all across this country. It's going to be a good week next week.
We say that, General, that being a politician, you're supposed to be a public servant. Now, you've served this country for over 30 years. I mentioned 2 Purple Hearts, 5 Medals of Valor. You served your country, and I listened to Senator Hassan last night refer to all the positions that you took and the things that you were advocating, and you said, I never voted on any of these because I wasn't there. You were the one that was there voting with Biden and Schumer 98% of the time. She was pretty much a rubber stamp. I thought that was a pretty effective tactic of yours. What do you say to the people of New Hampshire tonight, now having the great support of a very popular governor? I think is very powerful for you. I thought your message was common sense conservatism.
Well, I'm thankful to have the governor's support, and I'm thankful to have his leadership in the Republican Party here in New Hampshire. He has unified the party, and that's really what's scaring the Democrats here. Is a unified Republican Party. And, you know, he has managed to support the ticket from the bottom to the top and the top to the bottom. And that is what's going to make the difference, a unified Republican Party. And I want to thank him for doing that because it allows me on the ground to be more effective. You know, his ability to resonate with the political electorate, you know, from Republican, Democrat, Independent, a libertarian free stater is very powerful, and that enables us as well. But the point that he makes about being yourself and getting out there on the ground, 2 years, you know, 78 to be exact. We did 2 today, town halls. Matt Schlapp and Mercedes Schlapp were here, you know, participating.
That's amazing.
In both. This was awesome.
Well, let me ask
this. This is the way it has to be done.
I read, Governor, in the Wall Street Journal and the Epoch Times that there might be a literal blackout this winter in all of New England because they don't have enough natural gas available to power the grid. Also, I read that people can expect their heating bills to go up a minimum of 30%, be it gas or oil. Is that what New Hampshire is facing?
Without a doubt. Unfortunately, all of New England is tied to this energy grid, and so some of the bad decisions by not just our neighboring states, but specifically out of Washington. Normally, when demand goes up on a really cold couple weeks in January, your production goes up out of the Marcellus Shale. All our natural gas comes through New York. It all gets distributed across New England. But unfortunately, now there's no incentive to increase production. There's actually disincentive to do that. We're not tapping into our own resources. Heating oil is a huge deal for us, and people are now paying $1,300 a month just to put heating oil. Wow. There's a lack of kerosene that's out there. There's a lack of CDL drivers because of the new federal regulations on CDL drivers. So, you know, it's a lack of materials. It's the inflationary costs. And it just baffles me that they still keep going back to this stuff from a couple years ago and what happened in 2020. Voters look forward. Voters vote in their family's interest, as they should. And that's exactly why inflation and the cost of fuel and the cost of heating and frankly, the realistic fear that people have about what may come in a cold winter in New England, that's going to drive the vote this Tuesday.
I couldn't agree more. General Bolduc, I think it's great that you have Governor Sununu's support. Governor, we appreciate you and you being on the program. And General, we're watching your race. I think a very winnable race, and it would be a benefit to the governor and the whole state of New Hampshire to send Senator Hassan back home to New Hampshire. Maybe she can learn a lesson or two and come back with more independence from the Democratic Party. Thank you both. Hey, Sean Hannity here. Hey, click here to subscribe to Fox News YouTube page and catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis. You will not get it anywhere else.